everyone. It's our playoff preview show. The Booker Tornadoes, Venice Indians both getting the playoffs. We start off with the Booker Tornadoes. Got a couple of fine athletes from the Booker Tornadoes joining us now. Chris Zellner, tight end, defensive end. Chris, thanks for coming by tonight.
No problem.
Oliver McNeil, defensive back, free safety. Oliver, thank you for coming by tonight.
No problem.
Steve Fougerousse, Steven, thanks for coming by tonight.
Thanks for having me.
And Ray Sanders, offensive guard. Ray, thank you for joining us this evening.
Nice being here.
Chris, let's talk a little bit about the season. 10-0. We've had you and some teammates on throughout the year. Talked to Coach Gilmore. Can you believe you finished 10-0? I mean, has it set in yet, the perfect season?
Yeah, it has, and I can't believe it because we worked really hard this summer and last spring, so I can't believe it. But it's not perfect until we win a state championship in my eyes. So.
Understood. Oliver, not only did you win the district title, not only were you undefeated, but I don't know, where does it rank in there, beating and winning the city championship? Not only did you win the city championship, really the county. You beat Riverview, you beat Sarasota, you beat Venice. I mean, does that stack up? Is that comparable to being undefeated and winning the district?
Yeah, basically, you know, it really doesn't matter because none of the ones in our district, we got to play people from far away and everything. So basically, it's just like we just playing somebody else to get us better, and then like 3'A. So, you know.
Getting you ready for the playoffs. Let's talk a little bit, Ray, about the season. There were some points in the season where it could have went either way. I mean, you could have slipped up in a couple of games. You had tough games against Venice and Southeast. What was the difference between the team this year when they faced a little adversity in terms of staying together and maybe not coming apart? We've talked to Coach Gilmore and some of your teammates throughout the year that this team just had something different about them. They wouldn't let that happen. What is it? Can you pinpoint it at all?
I think we've been working together to come together as a family, and we work through adversity. That's all it is.
Steven, you're 10-0. Chris made the point, which is unbelievably eloquent, that it's not a perfect season until you put it in, you win 5 more games, which is the goal to win the state title. You guys are kind of in territory that is few and far between for Booker High School. Are you hearing from a lot of your classmates, teachers, people on campus, people around town about what you guys have been able to do and what you're looking and what's staring at you in the face over the next month or so?
You hear a couple times a day that we're easily good enough to go to states. Like, we're a good team. People know that, and you just can't let that get to your head, though, because we got to stay focused on each game so we can make it all the way there. You know, first we have to beat Sebring, and then we can worry what goes on after that.
Chris, what do you know about a Sebring? I mean, the week is now upon us. You're going to play them at the end of the week. Do you know much about this opponent? Does it really not matter because you just got to take care of your own business? How do you prepare for this game with the playoffs? Because it is a new season.
I think it really doesn't matter who you play. I think it doesn't matter the record or anything because anything happens in the playoffs. I mean, it's a whole new season. Everybody gets life because everybody's fighting for that one goal. So it doesn't really matter. It's just you go into this week saying it's your last week of practice pretty much. And as seniors, it is our last week. I mean, if we don't win, we're done. So we go into this thing hungry for it and just wanting to win. That's 1 week at a time. So.
Oliver, has there been a difference this week getting ready for this game as opposed to the regular season, or is it just kind of business as usual, doing what you've done to get to where you are right now?
No, it's different. Like, you know, we come in there, we run more, we doing more. It's like, you know, we focus. Nah, since we're in the playoffs, you only get one time. Once that, you got to record up. You got to go turn your equipment in. So there's really no, you know.
Was there a game, Ray, this year that crystallized what you guys have been able to do this year? As I mentioned earlier, you guys played some really tough games, district games, non-district games to get you ready. You played a schedule that was a playoff-type schedule because the games that you played that weren't in your district were against teams that are in the playoffs. Was there something in particular this season on the field or off the field that really made you think, you know, this team's got it. We got a shot here to make something real happen?
Playing a state-ranked team like Fougerousse, them coming down here and us putting it to them, really. That helped me believe in us.
Yeah, up from the Gainesville area, and they're traditionally a power school. A lot of people that go to play at some of the major colleges have gone to that school. That was the week which you really started to think there was something here?
Yeah, I started to have a lot of faith in that once we beat a state-ranked team like that.
Steven, both sides of the ball, offense and defense this year, when you look at stats and you just go based upon numbers, you guys are either 1 or 2 on the offensive side of the ball, whether it's running or passing, on the defensive side of the ball, whether it's against the pass, against the run. It's got to be pretty exciting to be a part of a team that it's just clicking on all cylinders on both sides of the ball, both aspects of both sides of the ball.
Oh, yeah, it's always a privilege to have good sides, offense and defense, and it's in practice. There's always a grudge match between the offense and defense to try to beat who, and I mean I think that makes us better. I think that's what makes us so good is because in practice we're always matching each other, trying to beat each other, and I think that's a real good thing to have.
Chris, we've heard, and I've heard from some of your teammates throughout the year, there's a closeness with this team that maybe wasn't here in years past. What is it? Is it the way you treat practice? Is it the time you spend off the field together? Is it talking in the week? Is it film sessions? What is it that has made the team closer this year, where you guys maybe could have fallen, and there could have been some times where you guys came apart, you got closer, it seemed like, and you got even better?
I have to say it's two things. I think it's for the seniors, you know, it's from that freshman season when we went undefeated. And also, you know, bringing everybody together, I think it's also the coaches, you know, keeping us all in line and, you know, just the seniors saying, you know, we did it before, let's get that feeling back. And we bring, you know, when people come up, they just know that that's what we want to do. So I honestly think it's the coaches, and since we've been together so long, so.
Oliver, Coach Gilmore has been here, and he's a guy who, when you talk to him, you get excited just talking to him when he talks about his team and the way you guys have been able to perform, the way you've been able to practice. Coach Gilmore and the coaching staff, I've heard you guys, your teammates, talk a lot about what they've meant to you guys, not only him but the entire staff. Is there something in particular that Coach Gilmore or your coaches do or have done this year to really make you guys buy in and believe what they're teaching you and talking to you about?
Yeah, like they take time every day. They have a coaches meeting, especially on Saturday. We like, you know, they come in like 7:30 in the morning. They break down everything that we need to do that week, and we just do it. We go by. As being me, as defensive back, Coach Fred, my defensive back, like he break down this and that. We got a scouting report every week, you know, and we just go by that. So making us better, how the coaches come together, then we come together. They tell us what to do. So. Yeah.
Ray, let's talk about Sebring. The Sebring team, I know you guys don't know a little bit about, and we'll talk on it in a moment. But Sebring's a team you don't know a lot about. Their record isn't what your guys' is. You know, you guys are undefeated. How do you keep from being overconfident in a situation like that when they're coming into town on Friday night?
You just can't look at records. You can't go by what people say on the internet, and you got to play every game like it's your last game, because it pretty much is now that we're in the playoffs.
It's our playoff preview. The Booker Tornadoes hosting Sebring. They had a perfect season. We'll continue to preview the Booker Tornadoes and their playoff game this Friday night when Game On continues in a moment.